The chances of us getting into a selective enrollment school has changed for about a quarter of Chicago's families under the newest update of the public school tier system. Around 12% of Chicago's census tracts were assigned to a higher tier around 2 years ago. The change happened in November of 2010. This makes it much harder for us students to get into a selective enrollment school. 11% of the tracts were reclassified into a lower tier, making it simpler to enroll. The tiers that went up were mostly in communities like Logan Square or Westtown. Tiers that were spread across Bungalow Belt neighborhoods on the northwest and southwest sides were declined. Logan Square was the area that was most affected. Almost half of its census tracts went up to a higher tier level. One of the tracts in Logan Square went up from Tier 2 to Tier 4. 2 years ago, when the Logan Square area's tier was at 2, a student could have gotten into Lane Tech with a score of 768 points at the minimum. According to CPS, now that the area is at Tier 4, it will take an estimated minimum of 789 points to get into a highly recommended selective enrollment school. The tier levels are assigned by the census tract, 10 to 20 square block areas within the city. The levels are based on 6 equal factors, which are percentage of single-family homes, family income, percent of owner-occupied homes, local school performance, adult education levels, and percentage of homes where English is not the first language. The first 30% of the available seats at each selective enrollment school are filled strictly according to student test scores citywide. As for the remaining 70% of the seats, those seats are given equally to the 4 tiers and are filled with the highest scoring students in each of the 4 tiers. This system guarantees that each tier, including the poorest, will get 17.5% of the seats. The U.S. Census and a private company, PopStats, is the data to determine where the tiers come from. Every year, different selective enrollment schools will have different cutoff scores. For example, students from Tier 1 and Tier 2 are eligible to get into Whitney Young or Northside College Prep with a lower score than students who live in Tier 3 or 4. Some parents are angry with CPS because the change was made after the application deadline and without any formal announcement. CPS still insists that their change to the tier system will have a little impact on the student selection.